Hi, my name is Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Matsuricon 2015 with Miss Lisle Wilkerson. How are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm okay. So it's been 2 years since the last time we got the chance to visit you. It was at Matsuricon 2013. How have you been since then?
Very good. It's been 2 busy years. I've done a lot of cons. I've got a lot of stuff going on. There's something going on that I can't talk about, unfortunately. But it's been really, really fun. I've been living. I've been loving. And of course, this year was like the whole Shamu thing that came out with Kickstarter. What? So that was really cool. But yeah, it's been good, and I'm good. I'm all good.
Alrighty, and recently you got the chance to meet the creator of Hello Kitty, which is a series you've been part of for over 10 years of your life. How is it meeting the creator and getting a chance to talk to her about the many characters you had the opportunity to be part of?
That was a lot of fun. First of all, it was the Hello Kitty first ever Hello Kitty convention in the world, so I was very excited about that. Secondly, I actually went there as press because I was like, I have to. Yeah, I wanted to go as press. So yeah, because I wanted to do a write up on it for Japan, and because they've never even had a Hello Kitty convention in Japan.
Are you for real?
Yes, so they were very excited about it. And then when I met Junko-san, the person that created is really the person who has helped make Hello Kitty what it is. It was so funny because she'd been doing a lot of autographs, and I got to go up to her and because I went to get an autograph for myself and also for my niece, Veronica, or I call him V-chan. But so, and so I go up to her and I say, so I did the voice for Batsmaru from Hello Kitty, and can I do a sample for you? And she was like, yeah, sure, not knowing what to expect. And all of a sudden I did this Batsmaru voice, and she was like, I think she was, because, it's like a very strong voice, and I was doing it in English and Japanese, and she was like, sugoi! So it was a lot of fun, and also Hello Kitty has been such a franchise that I grew up with, so the original retro Hello Kitty was around when I was a kid, so it's very, very, very dear to my heart, yeah.
Awesome. Now, it says online that you're going to be helping with the 2020 Olympics that are going to be held in Tokyo. How is it working with the Olympic Committee, which is a pretty big deal to work for them, and the city of Tokyo on the project you're working on?
So here's the thing about the Olympics. I am not actually on the committee, but yes. But so right now they're still trying to figure out the venues and everything. So there's a lot of logistics that they're still trying to work out. However, I have been working with a lot of the government agencies that are, in charge of tourism and travel and stuff like that. And they are going, I am very excited about being a part of the Olympics 2020. Because, for me, even though I'm an American, I grew up in Japan, right? So it's like my hometown is finally hosting the Olympics. And so it's very exciting for me. So, yes, I'm very, 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 very excited. And I think this is just a teaser, but from what I understand, they might be using robotics a lot in the Olympics in 2020, which would make total sense, right? So they've now got a robot hotel. Rumor has it they might even bring in robotics because they might not have enough volunteers. So they might have to kind of supplement that with some robotic action. And so that's all I can say about that, but yes.
It'd be fun if they actually did the American versus Japan robot battle at the Olympics for the first time.
Fun. That'd be fun. That'd be like Pacific Rim.
Now, many times we've talked to you, you have talked about growing up in Japan as a kid. It's a very fashion-heavy culture. What was it like growing up there and seeing the change over the course of time? I mean, within the last 20 to 30 years, you've seen Japanese fashion culture change drastically, especially with now the newest trend is Sakura and that fashion sense. So what was it like as an American growing up, being infused with this other culture of fashion, and then now you're coming back over here and going, wow, we're pretty plain Jane. So what was it like growing up in that cultural fashion heavy area?
And not only did I grow up in Japan and in Tokyo, but I actually grew up in Harajuku. So I am in the mix. of the area. You know, I mean, literally, I like to get to Harajuku, that whole area where the Lolita fashion, you know, basically, that's like a few minutes from my house, you know. So, yeah, I was completely in the mix. But I think that, I think it's kind of been more where I'm like, finally the world takes notice, you know, because it's like when I was growing up, no one knew Japan. They were like, what? You're from where? China? You know, like they just would like, you know, put all Asian countries together. And then, you know, it's like they're like, oh, do they have cars in Japan? And I'm like, you're probably driving a Japanese car, you ignorant American. No, but, you know, so there was kind of like this time where it was really frustrating for me because I felt like I would come here and this would be where I'm originally, you know, from, but yet people could not understand me. So I feel like there's a lot more of a presence of Japan and a lot more, there's just a lot more knowledge, and that's really, really exciting. And this is not just fashion, but in music and in anime, video games, everything. Like, so I'm very, very, very proud of that. Yeah.
I personally, as a guy who's been, been embracing this in the last 10, 15 years, I think the cultural barriers gets broken down kind of the more you learn. The cultural barrier gets broken down and you start to mold and shape and you learn these things and you incorporate it into your own culture. So I think obviously fashion is one of those weird things where you can actually go, I can incorporate that into my fashion and then infuse it into other things. So
absolutely, you can make it your own, which I think is really what it's all about. It's all about individuality and, taking something and saying, hey, I like this, I don't like that, and there you go. Tweak it, make it your own style.
Awesome. Now, in our last interview, we talked about you being involved in kickboxing and boxing in general, and you've also played some various types of martial arts in Tekken. Did you learn any new forms of fighting based on those two roles of being Christina and, why can't I remember?
Williams?
Yeah, Nina, that's why, yeah.
Well, I haven't yet. However, next time I see you, I will have a new genre of fighting, and I will try it out on you.
So, back to the question. You got to be in the indie film
Kamataki?
Kamataki, okay. How did it go, and how was the fan reaction to the film? You said that somehow that it had to be recast, and you just happened to be in the right place at the right time?
Correct, yeah. So I got cast. Basically, the director came to me. I heard about the film. The director came to meet me the next day. He gave me the script, and we had coffee, and he talked to me, and he told me, he said, Lisle, I want you to be my Rita. I think you would do great. And he gave me a day to think it over. So, and then I finally came back and I said, yeah, I'll do it. And it was an absolute pleasure to be a part of the film. It was a good role. It was a really meaty role, and it was really, and it wasn't glamorous and all Hollywood. It was really cool, and it was.
How film used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was, and I really, really, it was a very hard because I was also juggling a lot of things. I had a radio show on NHK that I did. I also had another radio show I was doing for FM station. So I was having to, and the shooting for the film was actually in an hour and a half out of Kyoto. So that's like 3.5 hours 3 hours by train and then an hour and a half by car. Wow. I was doing that commute every single week. So it was like every 3 or 4 days I would go back and forth. But anyway, it was a really wonderful experience, and I'm very proud of, I don't really consider myself as a film actress, but I'm very happy about being a part of Kamataki and also Lost in Translation. Those were both, things that I'm very blessed. Yeah, so I'm very happy. Yeah.
Yeah, that film, and I know that film broke down a lot of barriers as well, especially explaining the whole cultural thing of Americans doing advertising in Japan because no one would think that they would ever see it. And then, of course, now with the way the internet is, it's like everyone can see it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, now on to, as we had discussed at the beginning of the interview, Shenmue 3 had a Kickstarter and very large interest from those of fans. How did things go, and any other details on the game that you want fans to know about?
It's been so incredibly wonderful because Shenmue fans are incredibly loyal.
Yes.
And I've been getting questions from them at cons or through my website or Facebook. Like, people will email me and everything, and they'll be like, when's Shenmue 3 coming out? I'm like, I don't know. I can't plan. I have no control over this, you know. And so, you know, I think that probably a lot of people, even though they were still hopeful, I think there was a lot of people that were just like, it's never happening. And then all of a sudden this year, E3, you know, when Suzuki-san, Yu Suzuki, like, comes on with the guy from Sony PlayStation, and they're like, yeah, it's up to you. We have a Kickstarter. It was like, what? And so... it was incredible. I had just gotten home from a day of interpreting, and one of the Shenmue fans emailed me and said, hey, Shenmue Kickstarter, it's happening. And I'm like, what? So I was completely engaged in what went on, and it's going to be a great journey. I still don't know. Corey is the only one that's really been contacted. And the whole thing is, like, people are, you know, the fans have been wonderful. They've been petitioning, bring back the old same cast and everything.
It's kind of hard, and I understand that. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, Corey is, you know, like, there's all this whole thing about I'm here in LA, which Corey's in LA too, and then Eric Kelso plays Ren, is in Japan, and then Landy is Paul Lucas, and he's in Singapore. So a lot of us are like kind of scattered around. So. But we're all very, 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 you know, engaged in the Shenmue community, and we all want to be involved. Yeah. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we will be a part of it. Yeah. So, yeah, very exciting. And at the end of the day, I'm so happy for Shenmue fans, very, very much, yeah.
And so on that, are there any other upcoming projects you want fans to know about at this time that you're allowed to talk about? We always know about those pesky NDAs. So anything you want fans to see currently available?
I don't think I have one. I have 2 projects that I've done, and I don't think I can talk about either of them. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I suck.
Alrighty, and now we know you're pretty active on Twitter, and you're starting to get a little more active on Facebook. Now, is there any other way fans can keep up with you? I know it's just your normal name for both, and any other websites you want to direct fans to?
And I also have my personal website, which is lisaweapon.com. And I'm thinking of getting back into blogging again. So I do have a blog. It's Memoirs of a 6 Feet Blonde Geisha. And, you know.
Good play on words.
Yes. So I'm thinking about starting that again as well. So, yeah. Please find me. But, yeah, I'm very active on social media. So come and get me. Yeah.
Alrighty, and a final message for all your wonderful fans that are out there watching this interview right now.
I love you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming and talking with us.
You.
Thank you.